And finally this evening, the South African rand strengthened early on Wednesday, trading at 18.53 against the dollar, about 0.4% higher than its previous close as markets awaited inflation data. The rand has experienced volatility amid coalition tensions over the national budget and uncertainty surrounding US tariffs. On the Johannesburg Stock Exchange, the overall index rose slightly by 0.06%, while the top 40 index gained 0.02%. In addition, PWR led the financial sector with a 8.74% gain, followed by Capitec Bank at 7.4%. Stock market analyst Mushima Gama shares insights on today's market trends.
Okay, so let's go through what the US president has done and said to move the markets. He has given the tariff imposition on most countries a 3-month reprieve. So tariffs are currently sitting at 10% until the 3-month D-date. He had also threatened to fire the Fed chair, Jerome Powell, just a few days ago, calling him a major loser whose termination cannot come fast enough, and commented on how he wants the Fed to cut interest rates. He's now backpedaling on that after being advised how catastrophic it will be for the American economy. Major economists emphasize that a combination of declining dollar, high tariffs, and lower interest rates will literally nosedive the US economy. He's also now U-turning on the 145% tariffs imposed on Chinese goods, saying that those tariffs will come down substantially, but won't be at zero. However, those negotiations have not commenced yet. I do believe that China now has the upper hand and will have a field day with this. It will be quite interesting to watch. So all of this backpedaling that the US president is doing has sparked a recovery in the global markets, with most heavyweight shares globally recuperating some losses. I mean, our South African market is literally hitting all-time highs. On the domestic front, our inflation dropped by 0.5% in March. So annual consumer inflation dropped more than expected to 2.7% in March, down from 3.2% in the previous month, which is really good news for a potential interest rate cut. But I would not celebrate too early, because the Reserve Bank is likely to take a more cautious stance during this meeting because of all these geopolitical issues that are lingering with the trade war. The question is, what will happen after the 3-month acquittal? But it's quite impressive to see how our year-on-year inflation has been on a steady decline. I mean, it has dropped from 6.9% in 2022 to 4.4% overall last year, even despite the rand almost testing 20 rand to the dollar. Now, what we'll be waiting for is the Reserve Bank's meeting at the end of the month, so we can hear our fate on interest rates.